Hi everyone, I'm Jet from Jet Hour Productions here in J Chromebook section. Welcome to Stormscapes episode 332. Starting at 6:55 right now, Eastern Daylight Time. So I'm sorry I'm having to redo this stream. I know I was in the middle of talking to all of you in episode 331, but then all of a sudden the stream just stopped on its own, and I'm just like, what? It just stopped on its own. I'm not really sure why it stopped, unless the internet dropped or whatever, but it just kind of stopped. And also the thing is, like, on my channel page, when I look at it, it's like it's showing 50 minutes, but when I click on it, it's only showing 34. And it's like, I hate when YouTube does that, because it's like, I don't know, it's not accurate as I would like it to be now. It's like, if it's 34, just show me 34. I don't know why it's showing me 50. I don't know, it's just YouTube being YouTube, I guess. But very annoying, though. Sorry that happened. I mean, I can't hold. I mean, I'm not sure why it just stopped. There wasn't any power surge from what I could see. I'm not sure what that is, but I don't know. But anyways, right now, temperature is 78 degrees Fahrenheit. Or 26 degrees Celsius. 15, 48%, humidity 78%, winds 3 miles per hour, 5 kilometers per hour. I'll show you a quick look outside here. So we did have a storm pass by through here earlier. It was pretty quick, a decent amount of rain. Sun's kind of peeking out here and there, still a decent amount of dramatic clouds. Now that I'm thinking of it, I might actually just link episode 331. Excuse me, if you want to all see it. So yeah, but again, I'm sorry that happened. I don't know why. I think my internet must have dropped or something. Or maybe there was just a quick power surge, but I mean, there wasn't any power surge from what I could see, but I don't know. So yeah, there's Stormscapes episode 331 in the chat. So yeah. So I'm gonna look at all the severe weather risks. Because I know I was doing that before in the other stream, and then it just cut me off. I'm not really quite sure what happened, but I'm just gonna read all of them out again, because I mean, I know it's showing at 50 minutes. Even though, like, I know, like, on the channel page it's showing at 50 minutes, even though when I click on it, it's only showing at 34. I don't know what happened. It's just, I don't know. I mean, I'm not sure if I lost internet or what. There wasn't a power surge from what I could see, but I don't know. I'm also sitting here in my room with the lights off and with my air conditioner off, so I'm not really quite sure what happened, but unless the internet dropped or whatever. But I'm just gonna read off all this. I'm gonna just read off all the severe weather warnings that are going on right now. So, and then read off all the severe weather risks for today as well as the next few days. So yeah, let's get started. So, according to tornadohq.com, which I already put in the chat, there are 13 active severe weather warnings for Alabama, Colorado, Florida, Georgia, Kansas, Nebraska, New Mexico, Virginia, and Wyoming. So there's a severe thunderstorm warning. Now it's issued about 3 minutes ago. That will expire an hour from now in Crowley, El Paso, and Pueblo counties in Colorado. Another severe thunderstorm warning that was also issued 3 minutes ago that will also expire about an hour from now. That's issued for Cheyenne, Sherman, and Thomas counties in Kansas. Another severe thunderstorm warning that was issued 17 minutes ago that will expire about an hour from now. That's issued for Houston, Jackson, Early, Miller, and Seminole. Let me say that correctly. Counties in Alabama, Florida, and Georgia. And there's severe thunderstorm warning that was issued about 18 minutes ago that will expire 31 minutes from now in Culpeper, so I said that correctly, Greene, Madison, and Page counties in Virginia. We have a special marine warning that was issued about 20 minutes ago that will expire 45 minutes from now in Jacksonville, just kind of south of Jacksonville, off of like the coast of northeastern Florida. And there's severe thunderstorm warning that was issued for Washington counties in Colorado that issued about 22 minutes ago that will expire 3 minutes from now. We have another severe thunderstorm warning that was issued 32 minutes ago that will expire expired less than a minute ago. I'm going to update my page here. Yeah, so it said expired less than a minute ago, so I'm not really going to read those off because they're expired. Yeah. Just trying to get this all up to date here. Because it looks like a lot of these are going to expire in about a minute or less than a minute. Yeah, sorry for all the technical difficulties we're having. Yeah. So yeah, it's 2 Thursday morning that was issued for El Paso, Pueblo, and there's one for issued for El Paso and Pueblo County in Colorado. There's another one issued for Elbert County in Colorado. And both of those 3 Thursday morning that was issued 3 minutes ago that'll expire. Yeah, basically expired a minute ago from what it's telling me. So those are expired now. That's 3 Thursday morning in Washington County, Colorado, but I'm pretty sure I read that off right out. It was issued 23 minutes ago. That'll expire 29 minutes from now. Yeah, and it looks like the rest of these expired about a minute ago, but it's not showing up as expired. So, yeah, but now we're going to take a look at the severe weather outlook for today as well as the next few days. So the outlook summary for today, Saturday, July 8th, the outlook summary says scattered strong and severe thunderstorms and 1 or 2 organized thunderstorm clusters are possible east of the Front Range in Sangre, if I said that correctly, De Cristo Mountains, through the Texas and Oklahoma panhandles and Oklahoma. Additional strong and severe thunderstorm development is possible across parts of the lower Mississippi into Ohio valleys. So tornado risk, we got 2%. So it's 2% for the northwestern part of the Texas Panhandle, the western part of the Oklahoma Panhandle, as well as northeastern New Mexico, and like southwestern and western parts of Kansas, as well as eastern Colorado, a little tiny bit of the southwestern part of the Nebraska Panhandle, as well as southeastern Wyoming. Wind risk, we got 15%, so you have 5% wind risk for eastern Wyoming, southwestern South Dakota, as well as some western parts of Nebraska, western and southern Kansas, as well as northeastern parts of Oklahoma, as well as some northeastern parts of New Mexico, as well as northeastern, possibly central parts of Texas, northern Louisiana, looks like central Mississippi, central and like western and northern parts of Alabama, central Tennessee, central parts and northern parts of Kentucky, central and northern parts of Kentucky, 5% wind risk, as well as a good majority of Ohio has 5% wind risk, except like the southeastern, very eastern parts of Ohio, as well as northwestern Ohio, as well as some southern and central parts of Indiana, as well as southern Illinois, as well as southern Missouri, as well as like northern northwestern Arkansas. We have 5% wind risk. However, we got 15% wind risk though for southeastern Wyoming, western Nebraska, western Kansas, eastern Colorado, northeastern New Mexico, western, central, and southern parts of Oklahoma, as well as northern eastern parts of Texas, as well as a little tiny bit of northeastern Louisiana, as well as central and northern parts of Mississippi, western Alabama, as well as western Tennessee and western Kentucky, a little tiny bit of possibly southern Illinois, as well as southeastern Missouri, as well as southern, central, and like northeastern parts of Arkansas. We have 15% wind risk for those areas. Hail risk is also 15%. So we have 5% hail risk for a little tiny bit of southeastern Montana, and then like eastern central parts of Wyoming, southwestern South Dakota, western Nebraska, western Kansas, as well as central and western parts of Oklahoma, as well as like the Texas Panhandle, as well as like northeastern New Mexico, as well as like central Colorado. We have 5% hail risk for those areas. However, we've got 15% hail risk, though, for the northwestern part of the Texas Panhandle, western part of the Oklahoma Panhandle, western Kansas, western Nebraska, southeastern Wyoming, as well as eastern Colorado and northeastern New Mexico. However, though, we have a black circle dotted lines around it, though, in Colorado, looks like eastern Colorado, and possibly in the Denver metro area, it looks like, or around that general area. So it could be some pretty big hail close, or maybe even in the Denver metro area, it looks like. Because I'm pretty sure it'd be it looks like that's probably around the Denver metro area, possibly, or at least close to it, could get some pretty big hail, because that's what that black circle dot lines around it means. Chance of some pretty big hail. And then Sunday, July 9th, which is tomorrow, the outlook summary says scattered severe storms are forecast from the Arkansas, Louisiana, Texas region across the Gulf Coast states and across the Mid-Atlantic on Sunday. Isolated severe storms will be possible over the far northern plains and upper Mississippi Valley. So tornado risk is low. It's less than 2% in all areas as of right now. We'll see if that changes tomorrow, but at least as of right now, it's less than 2% in all areas, which is good. But we'll have to see what happens tomorrow, though. Wind risk is 15%, so we have 5% wind risk for central and northern Minnesota touching the Canadian border, as well as eastern North Dakota and a little tiny bit of northeastern South Dakota. We also have 5% for northeastern eastern parts of Texas, southern and southeastern parts of Oklahoma, central Arkansas, as well as majority of Tennessee, except the northwestern part of Tennessee, eastern Kentucky, all of West Virginia, central and western parts of Virginia, as well as western North Carolina, and central and western parts of South Carolina, the Florida Panhandle, as well as majority of Georgia, except the southeastern parts of Georgia, kind of close to south, and also southeastern South Carolina have no risk at all, as well as central and southern Louisiana, as well as southern parts of Mississippi and Alabama, as well as northern parts of Mississippi and Alabama. We have 5% wind risk, as well as western, central, and northeastern parts of Pennsylvania, all of New Jersey, and basically all of New York State. All of New York State, except it looks like Long Island is not included in this, according to this map. But other than that, all of New York State except Long Island, according to this map, as well as eastern Ohio, and also it looks like a tiny bit of northwestern Connecticut, as well as western Massachusetts and western and central parts of Vermont. 5% wind risk. However, got 15% wind risk, though, for a little bit of northeastern Texas, southeastern Oklahoma, southern Arkansas, northern Louisiana, as well as central parts of Mississippi and Alabama, as well as 15% for northeastern South Carolina, eastern and central North Carolina, as well as eastern Virginia, all of Delaware, as well as eastern and central parts of Maryland. We also have 15% wind risk. Western Maryland has a 5%. And also for a little bit of southwestern New Jersey, as well as eastern parts of Pennsylvania, we also have 15% wind risk for those areas as well. Hail risk is 5%. So you have 5% hail risk for eastern parts of Texas, as well as a little bit of southern Oklahoma, as well as northern and central parts of Louisiana, as well as a little bit of like southwestern Mississippi, 5% hail risk. Also 5% hail risk for central and northern Minnesota, eastern North Dakota, as well as northeastern South Dakota, touching the Canadian border, 5% hail risk, as well as 5% hail risk for looks like central to northern North Carolina, as well as eastern Virginia. Looks like central Maryland, as well as a little bit of northern Delaware, eastern Pennsylvania, central to eastern New York State, northwestern and western parts of New Jersey, as well as decent majority of Vermont, except like the northeastern and southeastern parts of Vermont. It looks like a little tiny bit of northwestern Massachusetts might also possibly have that 5% hail risk for tomorrow as well, according to what the map is showing me. Yeah, sometimes it's a little bit hard to tell, just kind of based off of how some of the maps and like how like some of the risks and stuff like they curve and stuff. So it's sometimes a little bit hard to tell, and sometimes a little bit hard to describe. But I try my best though. Yeah, look for Monday, July 10th. So there's no specifics on tornado, wind, hail, anything like that, since it's a few days out. However, though, there is anything severe risk of 15%, so you have a 5% anything severe for all Florida, southern to central Georgia, eastern to central South Carolina, eastern North Carolina, southern Mississippi, southern Alabama, majority of Louisiana, except the very southwestern part of Louisiana, eastern and northern parts of Texas, as well as eastern parts of New Mexico, and like looks like also like central, possibly like central Colorado, eastern and like northern parts of Wyoming, central Idaho, northeastern Oregon, as well as like northeastern Oregon, as well as eastern Washington State, as well as looks like decent majority of Montana, also touching the Canadian border, except like the very northeastern part of Montana, as well as some central and northwestern parts of Montana, southwestern North Dakota, all of South Dakota, southern to central parts of Minnesota, as well as majority of Wisconsin, except like the southeastern and some northern parts of Wisconsin, as well as some parts of as well as some like eastern and southern parts of upper Michigan, as well as northern lower Michigan. We have 5% anything severe, as well as 5% anything severe for Rhode Island, majority of Connecticut, except the southwestern part, possibly eastern New York State. It looks like maybe might have the 5%, but it's a little bit hard to tell though. But I know all of New Hampshire, majority of Vermont, except maybe the very western part of Vermont. Others also touching the Canadian border as well. Majority of Massachusetts, except maybe like Cape Cod, it looks like, in southeastern Massachusetts, as well as majority of Maine, except like the north, except like looks like an eastern part of Maine is not included. However, there's a 15% anything severe weather risk though for northern Texas, including the Texas Panhandle, eastern and northeastern parts of New Mexico, as well as central and western parts, including the Oklahoma Panhandle, like central and western parts of Oklahoma, including Oklahoma Panhandle, central and western Kansas, eastern Colorado, as well as majority of Nebraska, except the northwestern and southeastern parts of Nebraska, as well as looks like a little bit of northwestern Iowa, because also northern and like central parts of Iowa have a 5% anything severe, except like the southeastern and some eastern parts of Iowa, as well as it looks like southeastern South Dakota. We have also 15% anything severe. But we'll see what happens as it is a few days out as well. Excuse me. And Tuesday, July 11th, all the way to Saturday, July 15th, particularly too low because there are several days out. So, like I always say, if there is a tornado, remember go to the lowest level of your home, most interior room. If you have a basement, definitely want to go in that basement. But if you don't have a basement, then go, again, lowest level of your home, most interior room, be away from all windows, be away from all exterior walls. And, maybe go into a bathroom or closet. Lowest of your home, most interior room, be away from all exterior walls and all windows. as well. If you live in a mobile home and if you know severe weather is coming your way, definitely do want to get in contact with possibility of a tornado. Definitely want to get in contact, or even just some really heavy winds. Definitely do want to get in contact with someone that you know that has like a sturdy shelter. That has a safe place to hide in case there is a tornado. But as a last resort, though, if you're in a mobile home or even in like a car or something, like maybe try and find like a sturdy building or a sturdy shelter. But if you can't, though, then just find, as a last resort, just find a ditch, lie flat in that ditch, cover your hands or head until the tornado is over. For hail, for hail risks, it can do a lot of damage to your vehicle with like denting body panels, cracking, or even just like shattering windshields. I mean, it can honestly total your vehicle depending on how big the hail is. So definitely do want to park your vehicle in a garage if you can. I understand that everyone can, including myself, because I don't have a garage. But if you can, though, definitely do want to do that. And hail can also cause some damage to your home as well as roofing, possibly siding, and possibly can damage some windows as well, depending on the angle that the hail is coming at. And it's wind, knock down trees, knock down power lines, and loose flying objects flying. So definitely getting loose outdoor furniture or anything like that, you might want to bring that inside just so it doesn't go flying and possibly hit someone, because that'd be really bad. And just stay safe out there. As always, definitely do want to, if there is severe weather coming away, definitely do want to keep tabs on that severe weather. You definitely you definitely want to keep tabs on that severe weather, keeping maybe watching your local weather station, maybe getting alerts on your phone, maybe investing in a no weather radio is also a good idea as well. So yeah, definitely just getting those alerts and just staying safe out there, and just keeping tabs, and just in case there is severe weather, like a tornado, or something else like wind or hail, you can take all the proper precautions to stay safe, to keep you safe and everyone else safe as well. So yeah, so it's about 7:17 right now, Eastern Daylight Time. I'm probably gonna be ending off the stream most likely in a few minutes, but here's a quick look outside. Got some matte clouds. Sun's been peeking its head out here and there. It's gonna be sunset here real soon. So yeah, I hope that all of you enjoyed this stream. There'll probably definitely be a decent amount of streams tomorrow, most likely. Again, not gonna make any promises, but there probably definitely will be some streams tomorrow, considering that we're gonna have a lot of storms coming through here tomorrow, or at least we do have a chance of having some storms coming through here tomorrow. So I'll probably be streaming a decent amount tomorrow, I bet. So get ready for that. Most likely, again, not gonna make any promises. Who knows? We gotta see what happens, but most likely, though, we're going to have storms coming through here. I'm probably going to be streaming it for all of you. So, yeah. But anyway, I hope that all of you enjoyed this stream. Stay safe out there as always. And I'll see all of you next time. Bye, everyone.